Hey guys, hope you're doing well. So I'm going to do a pick a pile. We've been kind of talking a lot about ending cycles and what like things we're releasing, stuff like that. So I'm actually going to do a pick a pile of what we're releasing, and also kind of any spirit messages that they have for your pile or anything they like want you to know. So let me put this down and hopefully you could see these. Okay, let me lift the camera up. Okay, so I don't know which way it's going to show on camera, like pile 1, 2, 3. So pick a pile. Yes, you can pick more than one. Okay. I'm like the worst at this, and you guys know I don't like edit my videos and shit, so you get some like whatever. You get what you get. Okay, so pile 1, we're gonna start with you. I haven't pulled the cards yet, so I actually only just pulled one card for each, just to start it out. So we're definitely going to take those cards, and then I actually have a few decks, and I'm going to pull cards like that. So you guys actually picked selenite. I kind of just intuitively picked some different crystals to use for the picture. Hold on, let me just organize this real quick because it's going to drive me mental. And I had to move some stuff for when you take the picture. Okay, otherwise it's going to drive me nuts. Okay, so selenite is really great for cleansing energy. I'm getting for you guys specifically, like if you use, like what's good for you guys to use is selenite and black tourmaline, which is really good for blocking negative energy and also clearing any energy in your body. I get a lot of you guys are actually getting like chakra upgrades, and as that's happening, they're showing me the improving health card too. So like as that's happening, you might be having a lot of physical energy symptoms, but you're also like clearing a ton of energy. Like you're releasing a lot of conditioning, and you're releasing a lot of things that were said to you, or like ways that you perceived yourself based on what other people told you or how they behaved or acted toward you. You're actually releasing a lot of that at this time. So okay, the card you got was Choose Wisely. Interesting, because that came out in the reading yesterday. So I'm just going to kind of pull some cards like what you guys are releasing. Okay, so what is pile 1 releasing? You had a card that flipped too. That's going to the side. Okay. Interesting. Interesting, because you guys got the Choose Wisely, Schizophrenia, and Change card. And the schizophrenia is usually going back and forth between a decision, making choices, like going into fear, going into heart, and kind of like that. And same with Choose Wisely. So, okay, hold on. I'm going to read into it afterward, but what I'm getting for you guys is like what you're releasing is helping you to balance and to grow and to blossom into this nurturing energy of who you've always been. And you guys actually have a lot of 2s in balance, like energy, because they had me pull this to the side, which is the Harmony card for you, but we're not reading that right now. So what's really interesting, like I said, you guys got the Choose Wisely. This is very similar energy. And they had me laid out like this, very specifically. So it feels like this almost indecision with a choice. It feels like a lot of times you guys will choose ego fear stuff over what you actually want. Wow, I can't talk. I accidentally almost said warrant, so I don't know if that's like a word for somebody. What you actually want. And it feels like you guys kind of close yourself off because you're afraid of getting hurt. So what you guys are kind of releasing is this almost like impulsive energy, or this indecisive energy where you kind of like move forward, go backwards, move forward, go backwards, but also where you really don't open yourself up to what you want. And like you're releasing that, and it's actually bringing this like giant change in your life. So you guys might be feeling very chaotic. What's interesting is I told you guys selenite and black tourmaline, which is white and black. And it's also technically like the light and then the dark, right? But you have the yin yang in the middle too. I'm telling you guys got like a lot of 2s and balance stuff. So you might really be very confused kind of what to do. You might be really confused what to do. But what you're doing is you're releasing things that are not serving you. And very specifically, like I said before, perceptions and childhood things, but also a lot of you guys relationship stuff where people made you feel like you were wrong for acting a certain way or being a certain way, or stuff that was really like who you actually are. and they had a problem with it. Maybe they were manipulative or controlling or shit like that. And so it feels like you might have like a mother or father who didn't really like, was overbearing or didn't allow you to actually make decisions on your own. They didn't really like trust your decision making, or they're just the type of parent who's very controlling. So like you might also have issues with like decision making. So all of that's kind of what's bringing in and is releasing and changing. So anything that kind of stops you from making impulsive choices. Wow, you guys might have communication shit, because I was talking perfectly fine and then I keep like tripping over my words. So maybe you guys have some communication stuff too. But really anything where you feel very indecisive, or you make impulsive choices out of fear, or you run away from what you want, or you kind of block yourself from making any choice at all. So you kind of let other people make those choices. The lack of confidence in the choices you make. Also, I'm getting like some of you guys, it's a lack of confidence in your intuition. But one of the things that Spirit is saying is looking at what you really want, getting to know yourself really well and looking at what you really want. So it's not about, is your intuition right or wrong? It's about, what do I want or not want? And like being more decisive in your choices, and knowing like at some point you have to stand firm in what you're doing. And like you have to work on leading with your heart, which is facing your fears and healing them. So that's what it feels like you guys are actually like releasing right now. Anything that relates to those things. With this Harmony card, they had me pull this out separately. Yeah, so I'm actually getting a few different words from Spirit. I'm definitely getting, you need to choose from your heart. You need to go within and listen to your inner voice more, and really get to know your inner child and make choices from your heart and not from fear and the past. Because it feels like you guys will repetitively like play thoughts over and over and over of things that have happened in the past, words that have been said. A lot of you guys feel like you have a lot of insecurities you're also releasing too. Feels like a lot more of them are coming to your awareness right now to release. But like, I'm just getting balances coming, and like lead with your heart. When you lead with your heart, you're going to feel in harmony with yourself. You're going to feel better. You're going to feel balanced. And they're showing me the heart chakra and the third eye. So like this needs to be like aligned with each other. This needs to like come into like your true heart center. And that basically just means, like I said, like knowing what you really want and not making decisions like out of fear and stuff like that. I also, with the dolphins, get communication. So for some of you guys, it's definitely going to be like a thing with communication as well, where you're needing to really open your heart communication wise. Okay, so let's get some angel answers. I don't know, I felt like called to pull from this deck too. I feel like whatever group threes is going to be very similar to you guys for some reason. Okay, so on the bottom, we got look for a sign and listen to your intuition. So you are definitely releasing blockages when it comes to trusting yourself. So like I said, it feels like that decision-making stuff, but it also feels like you not trusting in yourself. And it's like Spirit can give you a message and it's almost like you'll talk yourself out of it, or you'll see a sign and you'll kind of question it constantly or talk yourself out of it. Like even if you can feel the energy behind it, you'll still talk yourself out of it for some reason. But it feels like, again, that you had people who maybe made you feel like wrong, or made you feel like you had to hide part of who you were, or made you like feel like you can't trust in yourself, or like it feels like you guys actually were really intuitive as kids too. Like it feels like a lot of you guys were super intuitive as children, and somehow it's like you knew things about people, or you knew things and like somebody kind of shut that down somehow. So you're releasing all of those things so you can actually like have more faith and trust in yourself. What they're saying is, though, try to really be honest with yourself and stop lying to yourself. Like if you feel something intuitively, even if you don't fully trust it, that's okay. But say like, look, this is my intuition. I believe, you know, this is true. And they're even saying, write it down, like write down the date, write down the specific thing, and then see if it happens. See if you end up being right and going back. And this way you can actually build your confidence, because you guys are very intuitive. You just block it a lot. With opportunity and recovery, you guys feel like you block good things from coming in for you. Oh my God, my arm keeps like driving me nuts, which is like the masculine side. It's like this whole time I'm doing this like reading, like my right arm is just like annoying the shit out of me. And I got this like nerve pain in my right arm. And it was not doing this before the reading. It only just started. So maybe you guys have some like masculine stuff you got to heal. But it feels like you guys block opportunities, you block abundance, you block love, you block things from coming in, you self-sabotage a lot. But I don't like the word self-sabotage because it's really self-protection. It's trying to keep yourself safe from the same thing happening in the past. But it's also, if you don't realize this, is a fear of you not being confident in yourself and not feeling strong in yourself, that you can handle anything that comes your way, that it maybe makes you feel insecure, makes you feel weak, makes you feel different things. So some of the blockages you are releasing is areas where you really hold your like self-esteem and your confidence in things like externally and through other people and validation from them, and like you really allow them to affect you emotionally instead of kind of seeing things the way they are. It feels like you guys kind of get into this pessimistic mindset. So you're definitely working through this. It feels like you guys have already been working through this. Oh, I just looked up 11:11, and today technically is 11:11 because it's like 12:30 at night. So it's technically like 11:11, but which might be you guys going through your spiritual awakening. And I just saw this like laugh smirk at like this laugh, and then I just saw the smirk and then a laugh afterward. Jeez, I cannot fucking talk. But yeah, it feels like you guys are already healing a lot of these things and it's already shifting for you guys. So that's kind of what I have for you guys. So I hope that this helps. Okay, we're going to do pile 2. All right. Hold on. I got to write it down. So this way I don't have to go back and freaking scroll. I'm like the worst. Okay. Pile 2. You picked rose quartz. Ooh, I am getting so much heart chakra for you guys. This is actually a heart chakra crystal. So yeah, I didn't even pull the cards yet. So I only pulled one card for each group, but, I definitely get this feminine energy healing, and some of you guys is definitely resolving mother wounds. Not necessarily bad though, because some of you guys, it almost feels like this sadness with like your mom, not like she did like mean things to you, like not like that. It's almost like this sadness, like maybe your mom passed or you don't have a relationship with her, or you wanted to have a different relationship or something like this. It just feels like this sad, like love energy for a mother. That's kind of what I'm getting. I know it sounds weird, but that might just be for like some specific people. I don't know. But yeah, it definitely feels like a lot of feminine energy, and it definitely feels like soothing your heart chakra. And it feels like you guys are very emotional, very, very empathic, very, like taking things to heart, really just like caring about people and like loving people. They keep saying the word Pisces to me. And when I think of Pisces energy, Pisces is an emotional sign, but to me, I never really see a Pisces actually be emotional. They're usually really good at hiding their emotions from themselves. So some of you guys might, and they're saying hidden emotions. So some of you guys might be hiding your emotions from yourselves. Start being like transparent with yourself, okay? So you guys got the Firm Foundation card, and then I'm going to pull other cards for you because I didn't pull any other cards. So let's see. Okay, so we got emotional loss on the bottom and stand your ground. Immediately I just got from Spirit boundaries. Like you guys are working on, they're saying like letting go of unrealistic expectations while setting firm boundaries with people. So it feels like a lot of you guys have like a lack of boundaries, or maybe some codependency issues that you're releasing right now. And what you're working toward is actually standing firm and true in what you actually deserve. So you're kind of releasing areas where you don't feel deserving or you don't feel worthy of certain things. But it also feels like you guys are kind of having flashbacks of areas where you didn't stand up for yourself, where you didn't set boundaries, where you weren't really choosing yourself or your own needs. You were kind of really paying attention to other people's needs, Okay, hold on. I'm going to tell you guys a number. So I just looked down. I saw 432 and like, which is usually feels like things are going backwards. And I looked up and it was 1432. So 432 might be very significant for you guys because they literally pointed out to me and then I looked up and I saw the same thing at the same time. So a lot of times to me, when I see like descending numbers, it feels like things are going backwards. So you guys might be in that energy where it feels like you kind of went and got to the top of the mountain and you're kind of climbing back down right now. So, and they're saying, yeah. So as like you climb to the top of the mountain, you think that's the end of the journey because you got to the internal energy you needed. But now you're basically going backwards through all the path and track that you already went down. And you're facing all those fears and things that you were trying to run away from and avoid before because you don't have the internal strength to do it at that time. So for you guys, it definitely feels like this more so a reflection so you can release like bad behaviors, bad habits with codependency where you're focusing on other people's emotions and needs before your own, releasing people and things that just aren't good for you guys. Just realizing like how you really weren't choosing yourself. So kind of releasing any behaviors around that. You guys got firm foundation, rejoice and celebration. Wow, can't talk. Rejoice and celebration, movements, choices, and decisions. So kind of interesting. We got the choices card in the first group too. This doesn't actually feel like releasing. This actually feels like, so I'm going to tell you what it feels like, but obviously you're releasing anything that is in the way of this. It feels like you guys are building like a solid foundation right now. Like you guys are working really hard on building a solid foundation. You've been doing it for a while. I'm seeing like 1 to 2 years for some of you guys. And it feels like there's been a lot of changes in your relationships with yourself and other people. It feels like there's a lot of releasing of old friends, old like exes. It feels like you guys are definitely cutting a lot of cords with people, cutting a lot of like the past history. Like I said, like that emotional energy where it was like this codependency or just realize like toxic shit, like realizing that people didn't like treat you great or didn't, value you and you weren't really valuing yourself. You weren't really setting boundaries. I just keep getting a lot of boundary stuff with you guys. So, like areas where you just weren't setting boundaries or you aren't setting boundaries, where you're not taking care of your own needs, you're kind of putting them on other people, but also where you're staying in relationships with people who don't respect and value you. And it feels like as you guys are building this foundation, you're kind of reflecting and realizing how your past relationships actually were and is helping you grow even stronger. So it feels like a lot of you guys are releasing emotions and energetic cords to those people and you're closing out cycles of shitty relationships. It feels like you guys actually feel like you're about to be like the group I keep channeling for. Part of the energy I'm feeling right now is like where you're closing out those cycles and you're almost done and you can kind of feel it too. And like, you're about to go on your spiritual journey. Like you're about to go on your spiritual path and your purpose. And with this movements, choices, and decisions card, it just feels like this reflection energy of all of these decisions you made and all of these choices you made that that like really aren't in alignment with who you are, but they were with the past version of you. And you're kind of accepting a lot now. They're saying accepting, surrendering, and they're also saying rejection. It feels like some of you guys, damn, I don't know what is up with my throat chakra right now. Holy shit. I'm getting this rejection energy, right? And I'm hearing the word rejection. And my throat feels so like itchy with this as I'm saying it. Like I feel like I'm coughing up somebody's energy of like, and it's like making it like itchy feeling. Like somebody said really harsh things to you and rejected you. And it feels like it really broke you down and hurt you guys bad. But it feels like somehow like they're saying you're turning over a new leaf and there's a new beginning. So I'm going to leave it as blank as that because they didn't give me anything more than that. So take it as it resonates for you. And I just literally lifted, you could see the cards like this. I just lifted the deck because I was trying to see which direction to put the cards. And I just got the Destiny card. So there you go. Okay. Somebody definitely needed that. read into it as you need to, intuitively. All right. Damn. Okay, on the bottom, you guys got isolation and letting go. This is what I'm saying. I'm telling you, like, before I even, like, freaking pull the cards, I was just getting a lot of emotional, like, energy for you guys. If you notice, like, the crying, the water dropping, the letting go, like, a lot of you guys might be purging emotions right now. You might be in, like, kind of hermit mode, keeping to yourself. You might be having a lot of, like, anger coming up and sadness. They keep saying rejection. So where you were rejected or you felt rejected, and they're saying for some of you is this continuous behavior of somebody pushing you away, of somebody not showing up for you, of somebody not giving you what you deserve. Maybe they were in and out or up and down, excuse me, something like that. Just this very imbalanced dynamic. And it just feels like you took it personal and as a rejection every single time. So you might be, as you're reviewing kind of the past, you might be having all those old emotions that you couldn't face, that you couldn't really be honest with yourself about at that time because you weren't internally like having a good foundation and you weren't feeling good about yourself. You weren't feeling empowered. And now that you are, you can look at those at face value for what they were, because you don't need that validation that you used to need. You're in like a worthiness energy now, or mostly in a worthiness energy. So like, that's why. And this, they just said confidence to me in the same message I gave last night for the reading too. So you guys might really relate to the reading I did last night. Is confidence isn't just about looks. Confidence is also being who you are authentically and not changing that for other people, and like shining your light bright. Like, you know, people come into my store and like, I just kind of say whatever the fuck I want to say. And I kind of just do whatever I want to do. And it's because I own who I am. And I haven't always been that way. And you guys really feel like you haven't always been that way either. But the more you keep honoring who you are and loving yourself, like the less you're willing to conform to shit. And like, that's what it feels like. And they're saying like, you are confident. Maybe, you know, you have insecure things, but like, that doesn't make you not confident. Like confidence, like I said, society wise, like societal conditioning is like body image, you know, and it's like, but how do you feel as a person? You know, do you love yourself? Do you love your quirks? Do you love your personality? Do you like, you know, those things about yourself? Do you own them? Do you share them? Are you, you know, really just out with them, like, and shine them? And that's also confidence, guys. So they're wanting me to just like let you know that. But yeah, it feels like definitely there's some type of, just really going through the past energy and kind of going backwards through the past energy to really like fine tune like that foundation and really release all of those just rejection, abandonment energies, just rejection and abandonment and taking things personal. Okay, so we got maturity, sharing, and the Fool. Look at all of that blossoming flower energy with the Fool, which is also holding flowers. So flowers might be significant to you guys in some way. Every single card has flowers in them. It also could just be, you know, this nurturing, blossoming energy too. It could be both. This doesn't really feel like what you're releasing. This just kind of feels like validation for you guys. You feel like you've kind of been waiting a long time and trying to be patient, and Spirit's just like giving you guys some validation that like you are blossoming. Like this rebirth has been painful, but like you're almost there. And it's like, it's helping you like shine your light bright. It's helping you like open up to who you are so you can kind of outwardly express that and help other people, which is part of your like soul mission. And you're about to step into like a new beginning. Like that's why I said to you with the other deck, like that's the energy I was getting in the Fool card is literally exactly that. It's like taking a leap of faith and stepping into like a new beginning. All right, let me pull an angel card for you guys real quick. Okay. You got let go on the bottom. You got let go on the other one from the bottom. So it feels like a lot of you guys are just letting go of stuff. You're just releasing emotions, just releasing all of them. Spirit's saying like, just let all of your emotions go. Anger, sadness, frustration, all of them. Just let them all come up and be what they are. You got helpful people and opportunity. This card came out with the other deck too, the pile one too. Feels like a totally different message though. It feels like spirit is like guiding you. Like your spiritual team is really guiding you very, and I just feel this emotional like release energy, like somebody crying, like in a positive way. Like your spiritual team is helping guide you so much, and they're helping you to opening yourself up to something coming for you guys. And a lot of you guys can probably feel like that energy of like something coming for you. You just probably aren't seeing it outwardly because you're still like, you guys are in this energy of like I said, where it feels like things are going backwards, but it's like, they just keep giving me the same analogy. It's like you climb the mountain, you got to this top, and right, like every like trial kind of fear type of thing that you had to face, like you did handle it, but you didn't clear all of it, right? So now you're going back and clearing all of the stuff that you weren't able to before for whatever reason you weren't able to. And then you're about to be on your journey. So I hope that helped you guys. Okay, so pile 3. 20. I think pile 2 was fairly long. Okay, pile 3. You got yellow calcite. So yellow calcite is like this it's not really very well known, but it's so soothing and calming. It is just, some of you guys feel like you have a lot of anger and frustration and fiery masculine energy, if I'm gonna be honest. But you guys, maybe some like Leo or Sag energy or something, or you're kind of like channeling that energy. You might, not be that, but this is just a very soothing energy. It is a very confident energy. It's very like, the energy is like, it knows what it wants and it just is what it is and it lets it be. So you guys got the root chakra card, and then we're going to pull from this deck for you guys and see what other cards you guys need. Damn. Yeah, I'm telling you, you guys got some heavy ass energy. You got comparison and turning in, and you got the miser too. It definitely feels like, I'm just hearing the word jealousy right there. I'm hearing like jealousy, envy. And it feels like that's where maybe some of the anger is coming from, is you guys are just seeing other people like living this life or getting the things that you want, and you're feeling like it's just not happening for you. It almost feels like your inner child, like around 4 or 5, is kind of just throwing this like energetic tantrum, like feeling just like jealous and like angry and upset, but like not really sure how to express it. So like they outwardly like get angry and push people away and stuff like that. So some of you guys might be doing that right now. But hopefully you're like gaining awareness to that, and like it's helping you to release those suppressed emotions and that anger. Like what people don't realize, and I just had a conversation with somebody about this the other day at my shop, and like I want to explain this. So before he even came in, never met him before he even came in, he's in his truck, and as soon as he pulled up, I started feeling all this anger in my body, and I just started getting so irritated, right? I feel people's energy very intensely. He comes in, super fucking nice, super happy. We get in this conversation, and I end up telling him, and he's like, the way he presents outwardly is not angry at all. And I said, no, you just feel so angry. It's like, as soon as you pulled into my parking lot, I started feeling all this shit, right? And he was like, I'm not really angry, blah, blah, blah. And I go, okay, so this is what I'm going to say to you. I said, I wasn't asking if you're angry. I'm telling you what I feel, and I trust what I feel, and I know. We end up getting in a really long ass conversation, and he has a lot of suppressed anger, which we already know. And he had a hard time facing it. And before he left, he thanked me for being able to like be vulnerable and have a conversation and stuff, because I don't think he's really had people to be able to do that with. And the reason I'm sharing this story with you guys is because you guys feel the same. You feel like you have this suppressed anger and you try really hard to like hold it back or hide it, or maybe there was a reason like you weren't able to. You can let your anger out, just do it in healthy ways. Like, don't take it out on people. Don't like be disrespectful to people. Like, go and process why the hell you're feeling the way you're feeling. Anger is not a bad emotion. What people don't realize is anger is a secondary emotion, right? In psychology, we say anger is a secondary emotion. And the reason we say that is because there's something underlying that's making you angry, where you're feeling not good enough. You're feeling not worthy. You're feeling, emotional or sad about something. And it's like That's literally the reason you're feeling angry. So think about when you're angry. It's somebody hurt your feelings or disrespected you, right? But it's like, did they not care about, what is the underlying message, right? They didn't care about me. Like they're just treating me like I'm not good enough, whatever it is. Or you're seeing other people going and doing something that you want. And then it's like, why doesn't it happen for me? And if you go into it, a lot of times it's sadness. A lot of times it's feeling left out. It's those type of things. You guys feel like you have, and you got the turning in and comparison card. You guys feel like you really pay attention to what's going on with other people as a way to invalidate yourself. It doesn't even feel like you validate yourself. You guys feel like you invalidate yourself. This is what you guys are working on releasing. And it feels like you just started this, and it feels like you're about to go into a lot of like suppressed anger and frustration emotions because you haven't really been feeling those emotions. Like you don't allow yourself to feel the emotions that you guys want to feel. Like you don't allow yourself to feel the emotions that you have. You're only allowing yourself to feel what you think you should feel. And it feels like you guys hold on to anger for some reason. Like you don't think you deserve to be happy. So you're really going to be working on releasing all the blockages and all these things that really hinder you from letting it go and feeling better. But with this turning in and comparison card, it just feels like just people saying shit to you. So maybe you guys had like parents who compared you to other people or siblings, or you had friends that maybe compared you to other people. Like for some reason, I just keep getting all this energy, not even just from the comparison card, but like all this energy of like what other people have and I don't have, or like what other people are doing and I'm not doing, like other people having talent like that you wish you had, or people having money, or people having family or kids or things that you wish you had. And like I said, you guys really are suppressing your feelings, like your jealousy and things like that. Those are normal. Those are valid. Can we just talk about that for a second for you guys? Like jealousy is totally normal and valid. It is what I call these things are opportunities. When we're triggered, there are opportunities to see. So when you're jealous, what does that mean? It means that you want something that you don't have. And now it's an opportunity for you to see, what do I want? Like when I'm jealous, it's showing me what I want. It's showing me that I want this and I don't have it. So then it's, well, how can I work toward it? What can I do to work toward it? And it feels like you guys have a lot of like self-limitation because you feel like very fear-oriented and insecure with stuff. So it feels like you guys will just very quickly like go into your emotions and then kind of shut down or just push people away, project, shit like that. So that's what you guys are definitely working on. We got root chakra, postponement, suppression, and courage. With the root chakra, you guys are definitely releasing a lot of fears. I just keep getting like a lot of fears and a lot of fiery energy, like just all that heavy shit that's sitting inside you. It feels like you guys, you were really like holding out for something and you really wanted something and it feels like it never came. This definitely feels like past energy. It doesn't feel like present stuff. It could be present too, but that's not what they're focusing on. They're focusing on something from the past. It could have been even like 10, 20 years ago, like past, like not recent past, like past, depending on your age, obviously. But like teenage years for some of you is what it honestly feels like. And it was like, it caused you to get really angry and really hurt because you guys feel like very emotionally sensitive people, but you don't let yourself be emotionally sensitive because at some point somebody told you there was something wrong with that, where it was wrong for you guys to have those emotions. Some of you guys might be men or very masculine energies where you guys have kind of had like the mom who told you that, or society kind of told you that you shouldn't, feel certain ways and that you have to kind of project your sadness and emotions out with anger because that's the only way people will listen to you or hear you. Obviously, you don't have to be a man, but it could just be like the masculine energy within you. But yeah, it's just like you guys are releasing all of these things where you really like suppress your feelings and your emotions and held yourself back. And it's like your root chakra like is cracking, like your foundation's cracking, and it's cracking to really release anything that's keeping you from being solid. And what's interesting and I love is you got the Courage card, and if you notice there's cracks right there too, but out of those cracks you're actually blossoming and growing. You're actually becoming this beautiful soft energy that you've always been, that you've kind of not allowed yourself to be. Like, it feels like you guys are really working toward like releasing self-limiting beliefs, and you're really working toward just, I keep getting a lot of mother wounds, like a mother healing, like really like working toward releasing a lot of mother healing. I don't know if your mom was like really bitchy or controlling or something like that. I feel like we're getting a lot of mom stuff. Sorry, moms, but like, because not all of them are like that. But like, yeah, just like maybe she was very like, you know, aggressive or like bitchy or controlling, or just really dismissive or something, or aggressive. And it doesn't have to be a mother. It could have been like a feminine figure, or like a girlfriend, or like even a friend who's a girl, not necessarily relationship wise, but it really can just be any feminine energy, an aunt, a grandma, like any feminine energy. So you guys got trapped in fear and shadows. This is literally the same message. I'm not repeating it. You guys are working through the fears, releasing them, and facing the areas where you have been hiding them from yourself. That's literally the exact message I just said. So if you guys needed some extra validation, there you go. Okay. The message is accurate. It's for you because you picked this pile. So just remember that. Okay. You guys got Choose Wisely, Heart Chakra, Spiritual Union. Interesting. Pile 1 got this card too, which is probably why they had me do that, because I think some of the piles got intermingling things. So that's probably why they didn't have me pull them ahead of time. So, oh, this energy feels like your future energy. This feels so good. Can I just say, it feels like you guys are really, after you release like all of those anger feelings and all that heaviness, it feels like you're just going to come into these soft, mushy, like beautiful, emotional people that you are. Like, I love your energy, by the way. It just feels like this beautiful, emotional, like just not sad, just beautiful and emotional, just very like deep feelers, very deep, loving people, very kind. And it's like, it's going to bring you somewhere that you're really not expecting it. And for some of you, it's definitely going to open your heart chakra, and it's going to allow you to release any blockages in your relationships, especially in your romantic relationships. So for some of you, you might definitely be having like a romantic partner come in. And for some of you, it might just be, if you are in a relationship right now, making choices that are more heart-centered, where you're not so like angry, or like they're saying ego blocking. So some of you guys, where you push people away, or you don't really open up to people, you don't really allow your true emotions to kind of show, you're going to be opening up to that. Your energy, when it heals and releases all that shit, feels so good. It doesn't feel like too far out too. It feels like you guys, like fairly soon, like in the near future, from whenever you see this. Okay. You guys got look for a sign on the bottom. So it definitely feels like what Spirit's saying is, like, as you guys are going through really hard shit, try to see like what it's teaching you. Try to look at like what the purpose of it is and what the message is, instead of just feeling like shit keeps getting piled at you, because it feels like you guys just feel like just stuff keeps getting dumped on you. Look at like what is teaching you, and look at what Spirit is kind of guiding you toward and how it's helping you. So we got compromise, and this situation will improve. So this more so just, again, feels like validation. Like things are going to balance out, and things are going to like be uplifted, and things are going to be lighter. Like you do have some more stuff you need to release. But it feels like almost something, you guys might have a soul connection or a soul relationship with somebody else, where something with them is going to shift, and then it's going to naturally shift it with you guys. And it's going to kind of bring balance to your connection or your relationship or something like that. Because kind of what they're showing me is like, they're showing me another person, right? And it's like they shift something within them, which opens them up. And then somehow energetically, it shifts something within you, and like just everything gets better. Like everything will just feel lighter and feel better or something like that. So that's awesome. All right. Well, I hope this helps. I hope you guys all have an awesome night.